Welcome, Scout, to the most epic soldering project a nerd could stumble upon. The LED flashlight. Let's go make one. You're gonna need one 9-volt battery, one 9-volt battery cap, a switch, one length of wire, 3 10mm LEDs, a 47 ohm resistor, 2 pieces of heat shrink tubing, a Mento container / flashlight shell, washi tape of your choice, 5 clothespins. You'll need to have access to a glue gun with glue in it, a soldering iron with the fixins for soldering, and a drill and 3/8 inch spade bit. Step 1, you're gonna mark and drill the holes for the 3 LEDs. You're gonna insert the 3/8 inch spade bit into the drill and drill out the holes. Then you might have to do a little cleanup work. So, this is the circuit that you'll need to solder together. You just need to test the circuit first to make sure that all the electrical components are functioning as expected. Here's where you'll connect things with the clothespins. Between the positive wire of the battery cap and the resistor's sole quest in life is to limit the amount of electricity that runs through the circuit. This is helpful for us because we want to make sure that we don't burn out the LEDs by allowing too much electricity through them. Next, you're going to put a clothespin between the resistor and the positive leg of the first LED. Just FYI, the longer leg of your LED is the positive one, and it must be the positive one that's connected to the resistor. It helps me to mark the positive ones just so it's easier to keep track of. Clothespin between the shorter or negative leg of our first LED and the positive leg of our second LED, and then between the negative leg of the second LED and the positive leg of the third LED. Then between the negative leg of the third LED and our piece of wire. You're gonna plug in that 9-volt battery to the battery cap, switch the switch to on, and touch the 2 loose ends that we have now, aka the other end of the wire scrap and the negative wire of the battery cap, to each sticky outy metal part of the switch. And this is where it gets lit. If not, you'll probably need medicine or some shiz, I don't know. It's time to solder! If you need a refresh on how to properly solder, I have a link to that video in the description. Remember to tin, wipe after every connection, and lightly tin before putting away. First, you're going to unplug the 9-volt battery, and our first soldering connection is going to happen between the resistor and the positive leg of the first LED. Then you're going to slide one of your heat shrink tubing pieces over the connection and use something hot like a heat gun or soldering iron, whatever's available to you, to heat it up until it shrinks over the connection. This is so, oh my god, it's so fun! Next, you're gonna solder the other end of the resistor to the positive battery cap wire. Going back to the first LED, twist its negative leg with the positive leg of the second LED and solder together. Cut the second piece of heat shrink tubing in half and slide one of the halves over the connection and shrink. Then do the same thing between the second and third LED. Heat shrink tubing prevents the LED legs from touching other parts of the circuit, which would short the circuit, and death. I've done this many times. Then take the wire piece, solder one end to the negative leg of the third LED, wrap the other end around the switch, and solder it. Finally, you're gonna wrap the negative battery cap wire around the other switch metal thingy and solder. Time to test! Oh my god, it's working, oh my god. Set aside the circuit for a second and decorate your flashlight shell / Mentos container with washi tape. I have chosen this tranquil, peaceful pattern called Birds in the Trees or something. Finally, you're gonna slip the circuit in through the switch hole, pop the switch and LEDs into place, and if you want the LEDs to be extra secure, you can add a little hot glue to them. We are done. Test it out, turn out all the lights.
Drop it again!
Instead of having to, like